The Galadriel many of us remember is ethereal, regal, and wise. She is personified by Cate Blanchett in Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy. Now that the full season of The Rings of Power has been released, I'd like to take some time to look into the character of Galadriel. Even if this video has 0 views, I need to do this for my own sanity. The character of Galadriel has meant quite a bit to me over the years, and I feel she deserves better than the way she was portrayed. In this video, I will look at the Lady of Light, who can be found in the pages of the Silmarillion, Lord of the Rings appendices, and Unfinished Tales, and contrast her with the one we see on screen in the latest adaptation. Galadriel is born in Valinor, the youngest of 4 children, with 3 older brothers. She is described by Tolkien as the mightiest and fairest of all elves that remained in Middle-earth, and greatest of elven women. She stands at an impressive height of 6'4", with radiant golden hair, that some said held within it the light of the trees. She was a fearsome and fair elven woman to behold, it would seem. Yet what was she like? What were her strengths? And did she have any weaknesses to speak of? Let us investigate, beginning with an incident involving her aforementioned golden hair. A clear strength that we see early on is Galadriel's discernment, displayed in her wariness towards Fëanor, the future smith of the ill-fated Silmarils. On 3 occasions he requests for her to gift him a strand of her hair, believing it held the light of the trees, no doubt intending to use it to fashion an instrument to harness the power of its light. She refused him each time, so it seems that Galadriel finds Fëanor's character to be wanting to entrust him with such a powerful gift. Though First Age Galadriel has wisdom and discernment, she is not without fault. When the time comes, she joins the Noldor as they set out for Middle-earth, seeking a realm of her own to rule. She has unfulfilled ambition, and though she was not involved in the kinslaying of Alqualande, she brings herself under the doom of the Noldor and joins Fingolfin's company as they cross over to Middle-earth, using the frozen North Passage, the Helcaraxe. To learn more of the details of Galadriel's travels, I suggest checking out Nerd of the Rings video detailing her journeys, found in the description. Moving forward to the Second Age, the time period in which the Rings of Power takes place, Galadriel comes in contact with Annatar, Lord of Gifts. He is guiding Celebrimbor in the creation of the Rings of Power. She is wary of him from the start, her instincts being proven correct as he is Sauron in disguise. She counsels Celebrimbor in the hiding of the rings, and when Eregion is attacked, she was entrusted with one of the 3 rings of the elves. Now back to the Galadriel of Amazon's Rings of Power. She is always right, always justified, and if only everyone would listen to her, the world would be rid of the evil she is hunting. For example, in the beginning of the show, we see her in the frozen north commanding a battalion of elves seeking out a missing Sauron. Being that Sauron is responsible for the death of her beloved brother Finrod, she is relentless in her search, not willing to take the well-being of her soldiers into consideration. When she is commanded to return to Valinor, she disobeys. So relentless in her quest to find Sauron, she literally jumps into the Sundering Sea to swim back to Middle-earth. Don't even get me started on that.
I'm packing you an extra pair of shoes and your angry eyes, just in case.
I'm not saying we need the wizened Cate Blanchett Galadriel, but Second Age Galadriel needs to have faults. There needs to be room for growth in order for her character arc to develop. Does Rings of Power Galadriel have faults? Well, yes. As previously mentioned, she is relentless in her search for Sauron at any cost. These are flaws, it's true, but when it comes to compelling female characters, particularly ones that are being adapted from the fantastical prose of Tolkien, you must get the character flaws and motivations correct. Galadriel was terrible and dangerous to be sure. In letter 348, Tolkien states that she was of Amazon disposition, taking part in athletic feats in her youth. But that does not translate to a relentless warrior leading armies into battle. If the showrunners wanted to have an I was right all along moment, they could have absolutely had this with Annatar. The source material says she distrusted him and was justified in her instincts. Now I know Annatar is not in Rings of Power, rather Sauron is made into the character of Halbrand, or not Sauron as I liked to call him throughout the series. The writers went in the direction of having her trust him as her character's flaw, when this is the opposite of the source material and the spirit of Galadriel's character. This is a truly unfortunate path that the showrunners have decided to lead her down. A woman can be strong in feminine ways and be flawed in ways that make her character relatable. Galadriel can be a strong leader without necessarily being a warrior. She can be shown to have endurance without making her swim across an entire ocean. Tolkien's Galadriel had a quality of wisdom and discernment that Amazon completely missed the mark in showing. I can only hope that the audience will see that this writing is amiss and will seek out Tolkien's fearsome and fair Lady of Light in the original source material. I'm Andrew with the Bangs, and thank you for joining me on my channel for this slightly ranty episode on Galadriel. If you are new, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I also need to extend a huge thank you to Richard Rowland for aiding me in the research aspect of this video. Thanks for tuning in, and keep seeking meaningful stories.
I pass the test. I will diminish and go into the west and remain Galadriel.